welcome in to this virtual episode of A Walk with the Warhawks. I'm Mike Ezekiel, the host of this show, and for the first time, we're actually going virtual, and the person that volunteered to do it the first time and did so on short notice is junior women's soccer player Krista Thrasher. Krista, first of all, thank you for being on the show live from your dorm room.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, before we get into it, how was your summer?
It was awesome. Honestly, it was long, but crazy, but I was able to spend a lot of time with my family, and it was fun. It was awesome.
All right. Well, I guess before we really get started with our interview, I got to ask you, I guess you're by yourself in your dorm room, so
Yes.
you can unmask, I guess, at this point, right?
Yes.
All right. Well, we're masking up here, so are you ready to take a walk with the Warhawks?
I am.
All right. Well, let's take a walk. So, well, the little walk that we can, I guess, in our spaces, but
I was about to say, I made my walk.
there you go. So you've already made it to the end of your walk, but
Made
I guess
it.
you can at least sit down and answer our questions.
Right.
So, obviously, it's great to be back on campus, I'm sure, it's the first week of school, first week of classes. Obviously, today being a Wednesday, you're 3 days in. First of all, how does it feel to come back to school under these unusual circumstances of just being a student, not having to worry about fall camp?
Obviously the first week is always super crazy whenever obviously as an athlete, all of us can attest to it. It's like the first day, we're here 2 weeks prior before school's even starting. So it's so different having to come in the week of school starting and kind of just not even being able to be with my team because we would have played games already by now. So it is just very different, but I know we're going to take, it's all different for everyone. So we all just have to take it day by day, and that's really all we can do.
Yeah, obviously campus looks a lot different right now. Everybody masked up, social distancing, temperature stations, things like that, but we're, taking the proper precautions. But Krista, obviously I'm sure it was disappointing for you and other scholar athletes knowing that your season was going to be postponed, but how does it feel to know that at least in the spring you will be able to have a season?
It was extremely disappointing having to hear that news because it was like we were hanging on the edge, like, is it going to happen? Is it not? And when we finally heard it, it was heartbreaking at first because, we put all that time in the summer and preseason of spring, like we were taking all this time, but now it's super exciting to know at least we still will have a season in spring. So we can take this time now to just get better every day and focus on the spring.
And what should be an exciting season for McMurry women's soccer, coming off a record-breaking year. Well, how do you see this team faring in the spring once, we get all the pieces together and get this new team on the field?
I honestly think we're going to accomplish so many things because we're going to get that ring. I already know it. We can feel it. We're going to be working so hard. We've been bonding together, and I think it's going to be a super awesome season.
Well, Krista, that's what I like to hear from you and the team. But one more question I want to ask you before rapid fire, because I know you're super excited about rapid fire. You were actually invited to shoot a video on a nationwide platform. It's called the Tell My Story Challenge. You're going to be able to, just talk about how you cope with stress and cope with your mental health and things like that. And first of all, I'm sure that's an exciting opportunity for you. How excited are you for that? And tell us a little bit about that.
I'm honestly super excited. I'm honored actually just to be able to represent this school and represent my program. And it's super exciting because at the end of the day, mental health is something it's huge. It plays a role in our life every single day. And this challenge just basically allows me to explain how I deal with it because no one's alone dealing with it. And especially during these times right now, we might feel alone because we can't do the same things we're used to doing. But now being able to actually explain how I deal with it, it might help someone else if they struggle with it as well. So it feels really good to be able to do that. So I'm excited.
Yeah, very well said. We know that you'll represent us well, and we're excited to see what you come out with here in the coming weeks. But Krista, are you ready for rapid fire?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. All right, Krista, I got to be honest with you. My laptop was starting to die, so I had to plug it in. I had to sit down. So we're going to sit down for the rest of this. Is that cool with you?
All righty. Yeah.
All right. So first question, United Supermarket is one of our corporate partners, and I was kind of thinking about them for this question. Let's say you're going to the grocery store, and you could get 3 items on a $20 budget. What are you getting?
All righty. First, I have to get chocolate milk because I can't go to the store and not get chocolate milk.
Okay.
Second, I would get macaroni because that is like my all-time favorite meal. I can eat it no matter when, where, whenever. And my last thing would probably be a couple Sudoku books, because that's been my favorite pastime over this past quarantine. I've been loving Sudoku.
So Sudoku, chocolate milk, and macaroni.
Yes.
That's a Krista Thrasher night. Okay, that's interesting. So what got you into Sudoku? I got to ask you that.
So my dad because obviously, I mean, we were quarantined. I got to spend more time with my parents than I've had ever since I got to college. So he had been one night he was sitting there and I was like, "What are you doing?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm playing Sudoku. It's my favorite puzzle." And he was explaining it to me on how to do it. And right then we were just sitting there. We sat there for 2 hours and did the puzzles together. And finally he was like, "I'll just go we're going to get you a book," because I was so excited with it. So, wow. And then ever since then, I've just been doing it nonstop.
That is good for the brain for sure.
It is.
All right. So you're a soccer player. So I got to ask you this. Let's rank these 5 soccer players in order. Messi, right. Ronaldo, Pele, Neymar, and David Beckham.
Alrighty. So first I'm going to start off with Messi, because he's just the all-time best.
Good choice.
And then, for me, I'm going to go with David Beckham next. He is someone that I really he's amazing. And then Pele, legend. And then Ronaldo. And I know people are going to say something about me putting Ronaldo near the end, but it's because he's a ball hog. No one likes a ball hog. You want a team player. And then out. Neymar last, just because he kind of cries a lot. And he's a good player, but he does cry a lot. He flops.
So your ranking is based on, I guess, their classiness in their play, it sounds like?
Classiness, because obviously all 5 of them are 5 of the best. And so obviously they're all talented, but I rank my players on, are they a team player? What are they going to do for the team they're on? And I just feel like Ronaldo and Neymar, it's all about them. And that's no fun.
All right. Shots fired. And there's your tiebreaker for you. All right. So let's ask this question. Another weird one for you. In a 24-hour span, say you can only listen to one song for that entire span. What's the one song you're picking?
So the one song I would pick would be Better by Khalid, because that song always puts me in a good mood. So why not listen to something that'll put you in a good mood for 24 hours? And it's a really good song anyway. So yeah, that'd be my pick. Good
choice. All right. If you had to be quarantined with one of your teammates, who would be the most likely to test your patience over that time?
Honestly, Coach is going to love this answer, but Angelica Navarro, because she is the mom of our team. And I know she would be getting on to me no matter what. And she's awesome. I love her. But oh my gosh, Jelly is so funny. She's something else. Jelly's something else.
Yeah, we all love Jelly for sure. But
love her.
In quarantine with her would be tough for you, it sounds like.
It would be tough.
Oh, man. Well, and then the final thing, Krista, what's your favorite thing about McMurry?
Honestly, I could name so many things, but my favorite thing about McMurry is when you get on campus, you're a part of a whole family. And that's not just, say you're in an organization, whether you play sports, whether you're on campus, whatever you're doing around campus, but you're actually in a family with everyone else, the staff, the faculty, the players, your coaches, everyone's just a family, and it's just such a good environment. And that's just my favorite thing to be, because college is stressful and it's not, it's hard. It's not easy, but having a family around you that you can constantly get support, you can constantly have someone that will support you, and you constantly will have someone who's just being positive, that makes the day go by a lot better.
Wow. Krista, that's very well said. Very well said. All right. Well, we've made it to the end of our walk, so to speak. Thank you again for joining us, and thank you for actually being the first one to do this on Zoom as we try to test this out and make it work. Thank you again.
And thank you for having me. I loved it. It was so fun.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. Tune in next week for another episode of A Walk with the Warhawks. For Krista Thrasher, I'm Mike Ezekiel.